So if you tell me which vitamin protected or with the matrix does the job, there's too many, they are all there. Which trace element, I cannot tell you. Which enzymes, which organic acid essential oils. So for me, it's a kind of new mastering of the harmony. We call the concept gut harmony. The bacteria, until one peak up, if E. coli goes up and it causes problem, or Clostridium, or Salmonella, Enterococcus, okay, there's many more. So everything goes well until one is disturbing with their bigger growth in the intestine.
Welcome to the Poultry Podcast Show, brought to you by Wisenetics. I'm Doug Corver, dedicated to bringing you the latest insights and discussions in the poultry industry. Get ready to expand your knowledge and stay ahead with today's episode. If you find this interview interesting, please let us know by visiting our website at wisenetics.com. Our guest today is Jean Fontaine, who is the president and CEO of Jefo Nutrition, Inc., and that's a global leader in animal nutrition. With a passion for both science and people, he spent his career growing Jefo into an international company while staying close to customers as a salesman at heart. Jean is known for his entrepreneurial spirit, hands-on approach, and commitment to making animal nutrition more sustainable and innovative. Welcome to the Poultry Podcast Show, Jean.
Thank you, sir. Very nice to hear.
We've worked together a little bit in the past, but can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself and how you got to your current position?
First of all, I'm a young man of 67 years old. We studied at Laval University in Quebec City, Canada. Okay, I studied animal nutrition, so with the option of nutrition. So I've been involved in nutrition since all these years, 81 to today. It's a passion in business and science and evolution. So I love what I do. It doesn't look like, but I really love what I do. It's a party of fun. It has been for 43 years. It's hard to believe already, but it's amazing. I'm a very simple man, father of 7 kids, 6 grandkids, and 4 55 adult kids.
So can you just summarize in a few words what Jefo does?
Jefo, over the years, have evolved from a distributor of ingredients. We teach the Canadian that there's something outside North America. We open Europe. If you go back 43 years, where is Belgium? Some people, customers says, we buy from Montreal guy. So I opened a lot of dimensions, a new bunch of suppliers for Canada. In 92, we started to create our own brand, okay? And since then, we have developed a lot of new solutions to enhance, first, the quality of the life of farmers through a healthier animals. We understood the nutrition aspect, and we go sometimes quite deep in that aspect. It's nice. So today, I would say Jefo is renowned for the coating with our matrix to deliver nutrients to the intestine. It could be acid essential oils for piglets, for poultry. It could be vitamins for poultry, swine, dairy. The dairy cow, if you bypass the rumen and the abomasum, it's like a monogastric, but you have to get to the intestine. And this is where what we can do. And today, after so many years, we mastered that very nicely.
For over 40 years, Jefo has been redefining animal nutrition with high-performance, non-medicated solutions. At the core is Jefo Matrix technology, a disruptive approach that synchronizes nutrient release for precise delivery. Active in 65 countries, we develop cutting-edge formulas, essential oils, enzymes, and acidifiers to optimize health, performance, and reproduction. Jefo is transforming animal feeding, making life easier for animals and people who care for them.
So when you first got started, you obviously saw a missing element in what was available to Canadian producers. So what led you to look to Europe for new solutions for Canada?
The strength of the dollar was there. There was a competition between cast and Sofati container lines. You could bring a box from France, Le Havre, for $550, 20 tons. Cheap freight. You cannot do that from the States as a truck. delivery. So it was an opportunity to say yes before others. I just had it. I was financed by Europeans on bicarbonate phosphate with a great margin. I was selling here cash 15 days. So I put the money in the bank for 60 days. I was 90-day open terms. It was a situation that I said, yes, we went there. And it helped me to start. We never had any financial problems. And it was the solid base. Then came methionine from Degussa. Then I had the lysine from Korea. Okay? There's a story I can tell you. And I would like to live them again because today I know more than I knew at that time. Okay? So the word resistance to change is not new. It was there. How dare you bring us something we don't have? But I'm more curious. Okay? So this was the beginning, modest beginning, but it went fast from $7,000 to $20,000 sale first year. And we finished last year at $650 million. So it's a nice ride. I love it.
You had a successful business as an importer and distributor of products that already existed. But what led you to the innovation part of it, to develop your own products?
Being a nutritionist from Laval University, I said, why not? It's a question. Okay, I went for things that I had the inspiration to look into. If we can stabilize organic acids, not to dissociate in the stomach of a piglet, of a chicken, what else can we prevent? So I went to this new innovation recently. Now, I want to go back to history. People have controlled microflora with antibiotics. It worked well. Then it was a low dose like growth promoter, and people felt there was starting to be a resistance. So the new concept we brought to it was to find a solution for this control or modulation of microflora. Okay? Then we reduced the dose by the technology of matrix. So recently, about, I would say, the last 4, 5, 6 years, I said, why don't we deprive them? Depriving the microflora, the pathogens. They cause problem. We invest to fight with them. Let's deprive them. Okay, sometimes I tell the story of Petra in Jordan. They were living in a very well protected area. And the way they fight them, they deprive them of water. So the army were persecuted there. So in nutrition, first nutrient for bacteria, pathogen, is protein non-digested. So we developed a protease, which is very efficient worldwide today. We were at the beginning quite alone in that field. And today it's a must. We feel the best protease. But you must use a protease because we have to cut the supply of a non-digested protease for the pathogens. Then I discovered that other nutrients were there. And we call them in the human side the coenzymes, the B vitamins. B vitamins like B9, it's a very sexy name, B5, B3, are organic acids. Folic acid, pantothenic acid, nicotinic acid. You can have vitamin C, which is ascorbic acids. These 4 acids behave like citric and fumaric and malic. They dissociate at the low pH. Oops, amazing. So we did research here at Jefo over the years, and we developed here initially a reduction of nutrients, same results. Then we met our colleague, Dr. Peter Fiquet from NC State, that demonstrated there the same results. It was astonishing. I would have doubted. So that's been a first university. Then we did the Colorado Research Place, another trial with Illinois, Cairo University. Today we have a lot of background in nutrition. And what we discovered fits in chicken, pig, and even ruminant after abomasum. Am I clear enough for you, my friend? So this is what we do. And imagine, it's hard to sleep at night when you discover all the possible ways to make the pathogen a bit weaker. Keep controlling them with less efforts. It's nice.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy. You know, normally when we think about antibiotics or antibiotic alternatives, we think about things that will directly make life difficult for the pathogens to thrive. But depriving them of nutrients is a unique approach. So
Sometime when when you go some field nobody have been active yet into, it's passion. Okay, even more, it's obsession. We saw in chicken a better healthy chicken. It's more healthy, less ammonia in the air, footpath burn reduction because dry litter, and better feathering. So now we say, wow, let's push it a bit more. So we went to university for data. The most recent discovery has been in the dairy industry. I never suspected that pathogen steals so many things from the farmer nutrition. And the results we obtained after 1 year of observation is blowing the mind away from people. Okay. So to do more with less, it's a real situation we can do. We did chicken, we did in pigs. Okay. We did the Illinois trial, was very nice, showing amazing reduction of vitamin and trace elements with the same results. So it's the beginning of a shift. Okay, so if you want, my purpose is to innovate, to disrupt the status quo of nutrition, to fight better the pathogens and more profitability for farmers. I don't want to change. I want to change or disrupt the resistance to change. Okay, who made vitamin research in the last 60 years? Not too many people. Okay, so today, we better stability, better stability of moisture to reaction between nutrients, the minerals and everything. I'm telling you, it's an amazing disrupting approach. It works. So far, everybody who have experienced this mind shift of nutrition says, interesting. Okay. So our motto is life made easier. So we do it like this.
If you're enjoying this episode of the Poultry Podcast Show presented by Wisenetics, please remember to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. You can also set the notifications to on from our channel so you don't miss any other upcoming episodes. And always, please feel free to leave us your comments at any time because your feedback is always valuable to us.
Boehringer Ingelheim develops poultry vaccines of unparalleled quality. With a focus on prevention and control across a wide range of diseases, we deliver unique, sustainable solutions for broilers, layers, breeders, and turkeys. Our veterinary network brings unsurpassed knowledge and experience, helping producers make smart, innovative, science-driven decisions to improve bird health and performance. For more information, visit poultryhealthusa.com.
Jean, you talked about reducing feed costs, which obviously is a benefit to the producer. But what about your products focused on reducing the effects of heat stress?
Okay, that's a very good question. Heat stress, nature can resist to heat stress if the hidden presence or the hidden people or bacteria inside cause stress, would be inflammation or oxidation stress. You limit the animal resistance to nature to resist the hot weather conditions. Okay, that's my understanding. So far, we have had long-term experience in dairy, for example. In the summertime, they will not flush for embryo because the stress will prevent the success. Adding coated coenzymes and vitamins there, ADE, the farmer says, I flush every year, every month. And the results are phenomenal. Up 1 dot. It was done at Comstar Farm. Then we went elsewhere. And today we have in Quebec here some farm testimonies says we don't collapse in the summer month. This year, it was amazing. So if you tell me which vitamin protected or with the matrix does the job, there's too many, they are all there. Which trace element, I cannot tell you. Which enzymes, which organic acid essential oils. So for me, it's a kind of new mastering of the harmony. We call the concept gut harmony. The bacteria, until one peak up, if E. coli goes up and it causes problem, or Clostridium, or Salmonella, Enterococcus, okay, there's many more. So everything goes well until one is disturbing with their bigger growth in the intestine. But there's so many more things to learn. It's exciting. because you don't see them. You fight with an invisible world. Microscope, you can see it. If not, are you sure they are there? We feel the impact of their presence, even in human. In human, you have a toxic product before the valve of the intestine, people will vomit. If it's after, you're going to have a loose stool. You're going to call for water. Get it out of here. So these things in animal, when you observe, it's basic nutrition concept. We have to think. Okay, the animal don't vomit as a human do that, but it's interesting to see the impact of the intestine of a toxic compound. Toxins from endotoxin from bacteria or from the feed, or it's a complex story. Okay, it's a big universe inside there.
It is, yes. So the approach that you talked about of depriving the pathogenic bacteria of nutrients and limiting their growth that way, are there specific approaches if E. coli is a problem, or would you have a different approach if Salmonella or Clostridium is the problem, or is it kind of a general approach that works well against multiple pathogens?
The symbiotic bacteria, Lactobacillus, bifidobacteria, do not suffer from our approach. They produce themselves organic acids. So when we put the organic acid and the essential oils, we don't hurt them. We have data that shows that they have not been reduced. Okay, but the pathogens have been. So at the vet school here, St. Hyacinthe Vet School, veterinary, we are doing trials to see, does bacteria love this vitamin? And we have very nice results. Yes, 3 vitamins in the reactor. So it's not the live trial. But the 3 vitamins will grow bacteria if you add this for riboflavin or whatever. They said, we never did that. So it's time to do it. Now we have to change. You have the iPhone or a cable phone. It's 2 different things. Okay? In Cairo University, we did the gene expression analysis. Just today, I've learned it was done somewhere about mitochondria activity to prevent us to get older. Okay. Mitochondria is the organ that provoke old people to get less young. Okay, so in this trial at Cairo, we got 30% better activity of mitochondria. The bird died at 35 days. But its uric acid went down drastically. So we had many parameters we discovered that can explain that much less is working as well. So sometimes you have your kids, I had 7 kids, let's get 1 more vitamin pill to boost their health. We were nourishing unconsciously a content while nourishing the bacteria pathogens. So more is not better in that aspect that I have evolved. Okay, so but I'll tell you, it's exciting, it's fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, a more targeted approach for the nutrients for the animal and not the microbes. You mentioned that Jefo has established a number of collaborations with different universities. We had Peter Furquette as a guest a couple of weeks ago, talking about some of these concepts. But you also have your own research center in St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. Can you tell us a little bit about your research center?
It's right beside Jefo here, beside my private home. I got the 128 pen of 15 broilers, 56 cages of 6 chicken, and we got 700 layers. And the second building is another 72 pen of 25 birds. So we do a lot of our research in-house. When we see the results are conclusive and exciting, we go to university to give it more flamboyant impact in the market. But I'm quite pleased with how many innovators just go with us. Let's try it. You know, scientific, we need security. So if I do 1 trial, I don't have too much trials. Okay, if I have 10 trials and you do yours, which one you believe? Mine. So why would I do 100 trials? I would do 1 or 2 and say, hey, there's a hint here. Do it. We have to accelerate evolution. Okay? If you have 10 million people searching on the planet, things are going to go fast. Today, we all feel the power of AI. Any brand you can have, GPT, Gemini, Claude, or DeepSeek. We are able to find faster evolution. Okay? Illinois have a lab to grow genes on bacteria to make enzymes, blah, 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 blah. There's people doing magic today. Harvard Business School, Dr. David Sinclair just made a podcast, okay, when he says we are focusing on reversing aging, not to stop aging, to reverse aging. From millions to maybe in 5 years, they say, I can repeat it, $3 or little dollars per day to reverse aging. They can take you 10 years back. Can you imagine what this impact will have on us? A healthy 10 years. Can we do it many times? I don't know. So I go to conference about longevity, and I always listen to what do they do? What could we do? Okay. So I had the lady on the speech, and she talked about antibodies. I said, Madame, I can stabilize your antibodies to be released slowly without damage. He says, we will talk together. It's not endless, but amazing what you can think of for tomorrow. Vitamins, we can protection of them one by one, the mineral by one. But we do a precision in intestinal nutrition synchronized. Talking to Dr. Peter Crystal from New Zealand said, Johnny, we deal with asynchronicity every day. So your approach is to simplify this difficult synchronization of their nutrients. Okay? I hope I'm not too excited for you, but this is the way I live every day.
No, your enthusiasm is infectious. It's great. And I've had the opportunity to visit your research center a couple of times, and it's a very impressive facility. So,
you want to see where it is?
Sure.
It's right here. Okay, I live there. My son is there, and the roof, blue roof on the right, is where we are. So it's all on one land integration.
Yeah.
And it inspired people. I'm not hiding myself. I'm not hard to reach. Just come in.
Yes.
And I host at home. I host on the campus here. When visitors come, we have some nice suites to host them. Mm-hmm. I think the agricultural world is a big fraternity. And when I talk to you, I provide you a product. We're going to talk every month or close to. If I sell you life insurance, I'll sell you once or twice for more. If I sell you a car, it's every 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. A house, 25 years. We have the privilege in our industry to get in contact with each other and joyfully accept to evolve. There's nobody better than anybody else. We're all human. I told my staff, say, we all work, start to walk. Boy, it hurts. The head, the arms, the legs, but we wanted to walk. But sometimes we lose this notion of extraordinary learning with it. Human can do a lot of learnings. So in science, if you push the boundaries, in calf, I developed a product that you give in the first minute of life after calving. So what do? We go to kind of protect the pathogen to colonize the intestine. And they go to the cow colostrum. And the results are a bit phenomenal. Why you think of that? Why not? In French, pourquoi pas? P-A-S or not, 3 letters, same way. Audacity. We had it when we start to walk, talk to run, ride the bike. Boy, it was scary. But this is what we are. Humans are able to make amazing things.
Mm-hmm. You talked a little bit about your global services team. What can you tell us about the Jefo team?
One person can go far, but the troop can go further. I am surrounded by PhDs, master degrees of all species. We have specialists in every species. And because of them all, I can go faster in my development with them about solutions. So they have experience from different countries. Like my guy here, Dr. Zinkar, is from Lebanon. They work into Jordan with a heat stress of plus 45, 48 degrees. In Quebec, we talk about the heat stress at 33, 32. So he has experience that we cannot even think of. Mm-hmm. Okay? So last month we were in New Brunswick, 37.5. He says, okay, it's bad, but 50 is worse. 52 is worse. Having people from all over the world share their knowledge, it's quite nice. Now, many discoveries are made by the customer. In Brazil, they had export rules for pathogens. Okay, I don't want to go in details, but I could. So if they have so many of this specific bacteria, they lose their export license. They told us they superdose some of products 10 times, and they reduced by 83%. They kept their export license. So we learned from them. In Korea, they gave us some new ideas. In Vietnam, we're having very nice results in pigs. So am I alone? No. My team of customer distributors plus our staff, it's a big power. You know, in Shenzhen, how many engineers are in Shenzhen in China? 5 million, maybe they made more now. When I heard that, I went there at 18. I says, 5 million? Quebec, 7 million. So we don't know about what we could do in the world. When a group of humans get excited about something, it goes fast. Maybe you heard about the first results to resolve diabetes, number one. In China, it was published recently. I read the news. The reverse aging with monkeys, okay? The closest breed to humans, not rat or mice, monkeys, and they were making them younger by mitochondria boosting. Imagine, in piglets, you don't become friendly with the piglets in 150 days. Chicken, you don't have a pet, a friend chicken, but a cow. They keep the cow 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. When you have no issue to call them, you're going to keep them. You'll be amazed. Okay, not if you have 10,000 cows, you don't have the same affection with the animal, but the producer, 100, 200, 500 cows, you'll be impressed how much people get attached to their animals. And you can invest because they stay with you for a long time. That's why the microbiome, for me, is very revealing in my dairy research I do.
So we talked about your approach to the challenges that the industry currently faces. How do you respond to new disease or production challenges coming from the field?
Oh, that's a good one. If you've been in business or you've been in the industry for a long time, sometimes you can take an idea from before. With our technology of coding or matrix, you can make it very effective. I had a product, we just tried these ideas. And because we have a small pilot plant for 10 kilos, we can be very imaginative, okay? And now we have built a big plant, okay, which can give us 60, if we double shift or a third shift, it can be 80, 90,000 tons a year. At 1 kilo per ton, it's 90 million tons. It cannot provide the world's 1.2 billion tons. So I know we're going to have to make alliance and build plant in the world for that technology. But it's a fun. I look at Jefo today, for me, it's a startup. What we're going to see as a future is so bright. Many people are interested to discuss with Jefo. Some people say, hey, do you need ownership sharing? You want to have investors? At this time, I got my kids, 3 kids involved with me, Emily, Jean-François, and Anthony. And I feel very secure because they know me for all these years. You know, I was told in conferences that maybe 80% of the company die with the president. There's no second generation. I'm lucky. In the grandkids, I got grandkids with a good sense of business so far. They negotiate with grandpa quite well. So it is my life every day. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Then I heard that Mr. Cook, Tim Cook, wake up at that time. I don't feel as guilty. Farmers wake up early in the morning, most of them. So it's not rare at 5 o'clock. I talked to a lady from Quebec here where I do my research, Madame Lemire. At 5 o'clock? Yes. I talked to a guy from Australia during the dinner time here. It's their morning. New Zealand's far. Peter Crystal's quite far, 16 hours jet lag. But Brazil, Mexico, you know, we have situations. In Canada, we're lucky. We have a management system and the farmers are doing well. But people like in Mexico, they have more challenges. Okay? Recently, they shared results on layers. They mold, you know, they lose a feather to keep them longer. The results were good, 17% more lay. Okay, but we don't mold. I know, but why do we have 17%? Something is happening in the microbiome, okay? And we got about 47% more red pigment in the eggs. I go back, Dr. Furquette, 6 years ago. By protecting or changing the microbiome, we have better color leg of chicken. Remember Mr. Frank Perdue in the state that have been with yellow chicken? And there's some things that we don't know that we get stolen from by the pathogens. If you put $100 bill, I did that in the rally, in your pocket, you see them, and you walk in the city of high criminality, you won't make a couple of 100 feet. They're going to disappear on you. If you put them inside, nobody see, you have more chance to get the money to the bank or to the store when you want to pay. I think it's promising.
Well, Jean, it's been a lot of fun talking to you. Your enthusiasm and excitement for Jefo and your customer service is really apparent, and it's been great talking to you.
It's time for our famous three.
Poultry Star from DSM Firmenich is a poultry-specific product that combines the benefits of probiotics and prebiotics to enhance gut health. The probiotic strains in Poultry Star are isolated from healthy birds, not soil, ensuring excellent adaptability. The prebiotics support the growth of beneficial bacteria, creating a balanced gut environment. Poultry Star is ideal for use during key stress periods, after antibiotic treatments, and when transitioning between feeds. With over 20 years on the market, it's a proven way to boost your bird's health and performance. Learn more at dsm-firmenich.com/poultrystar.
I've got a few closer questions for you.
Go for it.
What is your favorite poultry or agriculture-related book or resource?
I am not very original. I was a big fan of on the internet, the feed stuff like or feed info. I read that daily. Poultry Digest, and whatever I can receive from the human side as well. That's important for me as a lead. Okay, what they can do, we don't use that today in animal feed, but with our matrix, maybe we can make it affordable for the industry. Okay, so, and what I like to do is, either instead of reading when I drive for the motorhome, I would put audible book, and this is quite nice. I like to listen the life of others. Mr. Ford has a nice book there. Steve Jobs, the shoes, forget anyway. And everybody, the guy from Amazon as well. So I look at others, how they live in their context. Today I talk to people, I show them acetate for the projector. From 83 to 2000, no, for 10 years, 83, 93, I showed a curve of growth. I said, do you remember using these acetate? No, they were young. Okay. So today, when I look at today, PowerPoint projectors, from acetate to today, wow. The AI is wow. Now take it from today, wow, to wow, 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 wow. Some people will listen to the podcast says AI will be 1 million times faster in 5 years. It's not 10 times, not 100 times, 1 million times. I repeat what I've heard on the podcast. I said, this is disturbing. I asked one of my person to take a 5-month course to discover all the AI possibilities. So what they says is AI will never take your job. He or she using it will take your job. So we have to not resist to the change. You have an iPhone, we don't use more than maybe 5%, 2% of the capacity of the machine. So I just demonstrate my staff, I want to speak Korean. So I go to chat live here. I speak, she translate. The guy says, wow, how long I look for that? A lot, many years, okay? So today, it's our imagination and the willingness to use the new technology that will open us to amazing things. Now, if you produce 10 times with AI, you need 10 times, maybe 5 times more employees. This will have an impact to increase the salaries and the scarceness of people. You cannot increase the population 10 times tomorrow. Hey, Johnny, you don't think the same? No, I don't think fear. I think positive. Okay? And we have all to understand that. You have my students, the kids are studying. She used AI. She put the course into AI. Ask me questions. She's not cheating. AI will ask her the question to be prepared all angle from the teacher question for the exam. I never had that when I was young. So we are living today the best time of human race. Cancer getting cured, many cases. Heart attack getting prevented. I mean, what they do today as cure, it's impressive, genius, So maybe I'm too optimistic, but I've been for 43 years. And so far, it's promising a lot.
One final question, John. In your opinion, what do you think is the most important characteristic for a person to be successful in your industry?
Knowledge is important, but personality. Okay, I have a phrase I say, perfection is the enemy of extraordinary. We have to learn to be proximate with people. Talk about your vulnerability. You're not perfect, but people like to exchange together. So for me, in the industry, knowledge is important, proximity is very important, and friendship. And our business guide us to be friendly with each other because we always together. Okay? So it's fun.
Jean Fontaine, thanks so much for taking time to meet with us today and talk about Jefo and your career path. And it's been a lot of fun.
And I want to thank everybody in the world who work with our teams and everybody who is curious to improve the future. I'm not old, 67. I'm young. I feel 35. But sometimes it's, we can help others. And if your purpose become in this kind of direction to help others to live better, that's interesting. So I thank you very much for this time with me on your podcast, boss.
Thanks, Sean. That concludes another episode of the Poultry Podcast Show presented by Wisenetics. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to stay updated on future episodes. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. Your feedback is important to us. You can also visit our website at wisenetics.com and learn more about our other podcast segments for poultry, swine, dairy, beef, feed mill, crops, and even pet food. I'm Doug Corver, and I'll see you next time on the Poultry Podcast Show.
Thank you, Doug.